Here is Mr. Magnet, Not a Hero, issue 3, wherein Mr. Magnet is actually a hero. It has a good cover. This and the first issue, they have very good covers. And I didn't like saying this because I have said it a few times, and it loses its sting with repetition. But the cover is the best thing about this issue. Mr. Magnet, he is ganning up against his 90s clone, Joseph Magnet, who has been resurrected and is evil now, which is quite possibly the worst take on the already awful character. Joseph Magnet, he now has a cloned version of the original Brotherhood of Evil Muties, and they are imperfect clones. They are deformed and stuff like that. We have got Frog Boy, Mr. Mind, Blob Braveheart, Charlotte Witch, who is the only one without physical defect, The Flash, that is Joseph Magnet in the Mr. Magnet's costume, and this woman is the only one who isn't a clone. She is called Ashtray. She was the retcon character they introduced in the 90s to explain away Joseph Magnet. She was Ashtray. She was in love with Mr. Magnet, so she made a clone of him for sex, but the clone became independent. What is this? Resident Evil 6? At least in that, they made a sex clone of the sexiest character, not a geriatric terrorist twat. I'm not into tall vampire lady, by the way. That is essential information to disclose. I would like her if she was normal height, because I don't know how I would have sex with a 10-foot woman. She wouldn't fit on me bed. She would be dead uncomfortable on it. This is a crappy comic though. We see Mr. Magnet get beaten up by the clone Brotherhood. They do absolutely now about how two of them are clones of his children, which would be an obvious character beat to hit on. What we're playing with here is the bad guys saying that the real Mr. Magnet has lost his edge because he is a goody bird and he joined the excellent men. And the overall tone is that, yeah, Mr. Magnet, he is a hero now. And the clone, who was once the heroic version of Mr. Magnet, well, he is the villain. I have no positivity for this story in my body. And there is an underage girl. The tiny part of this scene where it is her on a video chat with her friends, that is the best part of the issue because it doesn't involve Mr. Magnet's or this rubbish Mr. Magnet's agenda. And then we have... I'm depressed again. I didn't know why. Now we have a cyclist scene that I predictably hate. This is child soldier, mutie Hitler cyclist. So it is bad. He condones torture here and half condones murder. And I cannot stand how blindly devoted Cyclist is to Mr. Magnets. He doesn't doubt Mr. Magnets. He doesn't question Mr. Magnets. He just accepts that this bloke who he spent decades fighting as the excellent men's archenemy is the good guy in this story. So Mr. Magnets, he begins to interrogate Ashtray. But if you're waiting for more underage X-porn, here are the Steppenwolf sisters, a team of miniature Emma Frosties. Why is it okay to draw underage girls this way? And is this really a point or an argument I want to get into in this video? And the answer is no. But truth be told, I would rather discuss the fact that the artist has purposely envisioned these underage girls in a sexual way than talk about this indulgent, ugly double-page spread. The Steppenwolf sisters, they are using their telepathy to look inside Ashtray's mind. And there's that torture that Cyclist condoned. There is very little story here. It's surprising how little happens in these 4 issues. Sometimes I have to gloss over or even ignore certain subplots to get through a comic. Like in yesterday's review, there was a whole subplot with a Jewish superhero that I just didn't mention because I had plenty of Dr. Death to moan about. But this one, I am not missing a single thing. There is precariously little going on here. The Mr. Magnets clone from the 90s has returned, and now he is evil. That is all 4 issues in a nutshell. This is the clone, Joseph Magnets, and he's about to kill another anti-mutie bigot. That is the cliffhanger, and it is a bad one because we have already seen Joseph Magnets kill a room full of bigots. What part of this is going to hold you until next issue? We didn't care about the bigot. We didn't care about the clone. Where's the suspense? And it's plain as day what is going to happen. The real Mr. Magnets will show up and defend the bigot and be a hero. This is really unimpressive comic booking. There might be someone out there whose first ever comic was this Mr. Magnets miniseries, and I feel sorry for them. There is now really happening. What little is happening isn't good. This issue is just avoiding the same fate as the second one. It is surviving, but by a tiny thread. 7 thumbs up.